Hello teachers, so for today's vlog, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how you will pass your interview when you are applying in an ESL company. So I have here list of tips so that I will not miss any of this, because this is really effective and this will help you a lot when you are applying in an ESL company. Okay, so first one is your appearance. Okay, so just like the traditional face-to-face interview, you have to be look professional in front of your interviewer on cam. Yes, so how can we do that? We have to wear either collar shirts or a semi-formal clothes, just like what I am wearing now. So why do we need to do this? It is because for us to be look respectable in front of our interviewer. And also, we have to wear makeups. I am wearing now a light makeup. Light color of or light shade of lipstick, and also only a powder and a little on my eyebrow. So this is our tip number 1. Okay, so let's go for our tip number 2. Okay, so our tip number 2 is smile. We have to wear our great smile when we are in an interview. So this will make us look presentable, look confident, and look calm in front of our interviewer. So with our great smile, we also have to greet our interviewer. So we have to be mindful about their time zone. So for example, if our interviewer is from abroad, so we have to know their time zone so that we can greet them accordingly, like good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. So that is a great start when we first see our interviewer. So that is our tip number 2. Okay, so let's go to our tip number 3. Okay, so our tip number 3 is be natural. So speak natural and also express yourself naturally. So we all know that there are 3 kinds of accent: the British, the American, and the neutral accents. So if you can speak with British or with the British and American accent, so why not? You can impress your interviewer with that. But always remember that if you can't maintain that kind of accent until the end of the interview, so you better not to do that, because it will disappoint your interviewer. So if you can do the neutral accent, so that's better. So that is our tip number 3. Okay, so additional with this tip number 3, we have to pronounce the letters and the words correctly, and also we should assure that our interviewer can hear us clearly with our speaking. Okay, so that is tip number 3. So let's go to our tip number 4. Okay, so our tip number 4 is prepare for the questions and prepare for good answers, of course. So these are the questions that will be asked by our interviewer. So first, of course, is introduce yourself. So what are the things that you will be included in your introduction? So you have to first introduce yourself with your background or your educational background. Okay, and next is your work experience, of course related with teaching. And third is your habits and interest, your contribution in your past work experience, and what will be your contribution when you will be hired. And okay, so it doesn't need to be long, so only that can do to impress your interviewer. Just speak naturally and don't make it long. So we have to always remember the word KISS, KISS. Keep it short and simple. Okay, so we also have here question about scenario or situation when you are in a class. So some questions are like this: how you would handle different students. Okay, um how you will handle a student lack with the lack of interest, and a student who play in the class, and a student who doesn't want to speak, and a student with a zero with no learning at all, or with a zero beginner. um, that those are students with the ages of 2 to 5 years old. And also how you will get the attention of those students. And I have an experience with that. It happened to me all the time. Oh no, not all the time, but there are lots of time that I encounter the student with distracted with other things while we are in class. So my tips with that is that you will say that I will use TPR, or total physical response, and also I will use some props to catch the attention of my student. So that is very effective, guys. Okay, so that is the end of our tip number 4. So let's go to our last tip, or our fifth tips. Okay, so our fifth tips is that thank the interviewer. Of course, we have to show how grateful you are. We have to show how grateful we are for giving time and opportunity or chances for us to have that kind of interview. Okay, so that's all for our 5 tips. This really helped you. And for my second vlog, or for my next vlog, I will upload on how to have the